So, Roger, are you always ready for just like an interesting show, right?
Always ready. You have to be. We're rag sales. We're always ready.
So, Raj,
Yes.
we have a very well. First off, Raj, let's thank you. Happy birthday, Raj. Raj is going to be running things today. He's the one that set up the whole show and planned out everything.
Yeah.
And then one of his guests that he'd been reaching out to, last minute had an opening. So you have a very special guest on the show, Raj.
Very special guest. Yes.
The lead recruiter actually on Keelan Russell, a big one that you'll be talking about later today, right? Yeah. Named one of the top 5 best dressed men in Alabama, which was an interesting one. I didn't even know they had that.
Wow. I didn't either. Yeah. I thought it was at least top 10, but he got top 5, so that's good.
He got top 5, Raj. I think it's the glasses, man, because us guys with glasses, we always look kind of sharp. So, and Raj, at the combine, he threw a football 80 yards, left-handed. The guy's a legend, Raj.
On his knees or standing up?
Both.
Okay. All right.
Welcome to the stage, Stephen M. Smith. How are we doing tonight, sir?
Stephen M. Smith.
Man, I appreciate it. So let me tell y'all about the whole best dress thing. By the way, happy birthday, Herb.
Thank you, sir.
Happy birthday, Herb.
But I'm gonna tell y'all about the best dress story. So what happened was, it was the first day of spring practice that the media got a chance to go to. So I'm sitting here with this black blazer on, and got the khaki pants looking smooth, had the shoes sharp there. And so I walk in, and all of the media is like, whoa, like, who is this? And so I'm just sitting here just smiling at everybody. Even Kagan DeBoer is like, who is that?
Who's this guy? So,
So I got everybody doing a double take in the room. And so, after that first practice that they sat there and named me best dressed media of the day. And I kind of held that title throughout the entire spring practice there.
Awesome.
Yeah. I'll tell you, I will never make that list. So Raj is the stylist on this.
One day, we're getting you there. We're getting you there.
Yes. I only look that good because this is part of one of my birthday gifts. Was this shirt? So
yeah.
And let's get a couple of the flips out the way. Todd. Thank you, Kat. Appreciate the birthday wishes. And please like and subscribe as we head on. Happy birthday to Big Mike. Randy's in the house too.
Randy's in the building.
Lovely wife, Brittany, who puts up with me all the time. We appreciate you. Lady Alpha. Of course, Mr. U.
Mr. U. And Raid. Sounds good.
And you got to love it when your friend takes shots at other friends to start off the show. So, yes.
And you know what, Herb? I think that, and for anybody who doesn't know, obviously we're celebrating Herb's birthday today. And go back to James Carpenter. I'm glad you clicked on James Carpenter's name. He's one of our good friends. And Herb had a little, hanging out this past weekend. And Carlton and James were happy to join him. And if anybody wants to know what it's like hanging out with Herb, listen in right now.
All right. Shout out to the birthday king. Leaving Birmingham, headed back to the house. We appreciate the hospitality. Appreciate the invite. In your years, you're slipping up, bro. I just watched 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 5 grown men and 3 grown women walk away sober, bro. Like, you slipping, man. You gotta tighten up, man. You get a little rusty nowadays, bro. Tighten up, man. Happy birthday, big homie.
June the 2nd is a pretty good day. A lot of special stuff happened that day. Not necessarily a good day. Happy birthday for her, but hey, we'll take the chance. We'll take the time as we get it. We'll take the time to celebrate it. We were just at his house in Birmingham, and I would just say that we had a lackluster time as it relates to.
Wow.
All right, and that's where we're going to cut it at. So if anybody has never hung out with Herb, To sum it up, it was just lackluster, man. I did not see that one coming, but hey, it is what it is.
The fact that it was, man, you drove home and about 5 men and 3 women walked away sober like you slipping. that is like, man, that was the epitome of the whole conversation. Y'all walked home and nobody got wasted.
So do you know why that is though, Steven? When they sit down with me, they have a plan now to limit how much alcohol I give them from the first jump so they can do that. Because the last time they came to the house, that didn't work out for everybody. So they have strategies. They put out fake cups. They don't drink they are game planning.
Yeah.
From the beginning.
So basically, Herb, what you're saying is you are you prepare. You are preparing them. Okay, so okay, preparation's key. I give you that.
Yes,
Preparation.
Yes, sir. And that kind of leads into a good. So go ahead, Roger. You play it. Where you at?
No, go ahead, Herbert. My bad. You got it.
Okay. So we did have some good news today. Steven, and did want to get touch on that when you came on here. We mentioned it with the Keelan Russell signing. First off, how big? Are we making too much of this, or is this a big move? And then maybe as a secondary, how big was Ryan Williams in this recruitment? And, how does that play out for the future for Alabama?
I think Ryan Williams was big in this young man's recruitment. Keelan Russell, when you get a quarterback from Texas, you're getting something big. And then the region of football that he played in Texas, Duncanville, Texas, is the hardest, toughest region in football. And he took that group and won a state championship with them this past season. This is a young man that threw for over 3,000 yards. I think he had 38 touchdown passes, only 3 picks. So he shows you he can protect the football, even in that tough region of high school ball down there in Texas. So, Keelan Russell's big time. He may be right now a bit better than what Jalen Milroe was coming out of high school. And remember, Milroe came out of Tompkins High School in Katy, Texas a few years back. So Keelan Russell's a bit better. You look at that room now, especially if Keelan signs, you would still have Ty Simpson, Dylan Larnigan, Austin Mack, and now Keelan Russell in that room. That's a pretty darn good room right there. So I like the addition of Russell. He has a very pure passing talent. He's athletic. He can get out and move. He can move, but he doesn't run to run. He likes to literally sit back there, extend plays, throw the football, be a strong passer. Now, when he evades the pocket, he can run, but he loves to have his legs set up his arm.
Yeah. Is that a little more like Bryce Young then in that breakdown, except with more size, of course?
In that retrospect, yes, it's a bit more Bryce Young-like. Of course, Keelan bigger than Bryce, about 6'3", so he's bigger than Bryce Young, but definitely Bryce Young-like. You can see some Milroe in there as well, because remember, when Milroe came out of high school, he was more run to set up the throw also. He wasn't like, I'm going to Michael Vick this thing. It was, I'm going to stand in here, scan the pocket, scan the field. Even if I don't see what I like, then I take off and go. Keelan Russell, kind of that same mold there.
Right.
And what I like about the addition of Keelan Russell and getting him in here is he's got some time to put on some meat on those bones. He's about 6'3", 6'4", I think 175 last time I checked. He's got a little time to put on some meat on the bones. But the number one thing I really do like is that he played with a gentleman by the name of Decorion Moore. I hope I pronounce his first name the right way. Decorion Moore is the number 1 receiver in the 2025 class. Keep in mind, Decorion decommitted from LSU sometime last month. I want to say he made a statement that he's not opening up his recruitment, but he decommitted from LSU. The crystal ball is to, I think, Texas right now. So, but with that connection there, Keelan can go ahead and give him a call, text. They can hang out and say, hey, man, this Bama thing's looking pretty nice for next year. Why don't you come over here and join the train? So I'm hoping they connect there. And then, of course, Ryan Williams can jump in there and talk about his time with being recruited at Bama and what's going on right now. So hopefully we can add the number 1 receiver. Of course, Stephen M might know more than that about me, than us, but only time will tell right now.
I'll say this: you got to love what Kalen DeBoer is doing right now. I mean, and you think about this. Nick Saban retires back on January 10th, right? It seems so long ago. The whole world stops. Everybody's going crazy and losing their mind. People are like, Bama is going to go back to the Mike Shula days because Saban retired. Then here comes Kalen DeBoer doing an unbelievable circus act. He has to get a coaching staff in here, number one. Number two, he has to keep the nucleus of the team that's already there together. And then number three, he has to keep the bulk of the 2024 class that Saban signed in, and DeBoer was able to do all three. And that's incredible. He was able to do all three. He was able to get Ryan Williams to not only recommit, but to sign. That's incredible. Now, I know people will say, well, Roll Tide Willie did that. Yes, Roll Tide Willie played a role, but that was a lot of Kalen DeBoer, doing that. So you got to give Coach KD a ton of credit, and this staff, they have been out there getting these young men. And what's crazy is for the first time since 2008, when Saban got that first major recruiting class, Julio Jones, Mark Ingram, Courtney Upshaw, Donta Hightower, those boys right there, the vibe is back in Tuscaloosa where these kids, they want to play for Alabama.
Yeah. I think it's really kind of gone from like Coach Saban retires and everybody thinks we're going to go into like some dystopia nightmare. And then all of a sudden it's like, oh, there's a little more hope for the next year. So you've got a couple specific.
Also, you got to give Courtney Morgan some love too.
And that's what you just got two comments about.
Manager for Alabama, Courtney Morgan's been out there wheeling and dealing in terms of getting these guys committed and getting them on campus and getting them these official offers and seeing these kids camp out. Courtney Morgan's been huge.
Yep. And I just heard hold on one second. What now?
Well, let me catch you up real quick, Raj. Just get you a happy birthday. Appreciate you, JB. Appreciate you, Trina.
Thank you, JB.
And this I had to post because it's been brought into question. Last time someone was twerking on the ottoman, so we're not going to name names. But
I have no idea what your wife is talking about, and I have no idea why she would type this on while we're doing a live podcast. So I don't know where this is coming from.
I do want to say this real
James.
quick. Yeah. And I do want to thank Carlton James. They really started out kind of as Raj's friends, and they've really grown into two guys I can count on. I can count on them to be late, for sure. Yeah. But I can still count on them to show up and have a good time and bring some of the festivities, man. So I love both of them, and I appreciate them being here.
Cool, man. And I just noticed that our friend JB from the Bama State Network just chimed in and commented, and he's talking about some of the things that we're talking about. Speaking to JB, he wanted to show you some love as well.
Heard, what it do, my guy? I heard you got a birthday coming up, man. Happy birthday. Even though you owe me a drink, you still owe me that drink, dude. But I'm going to let it slide because it's your birthday weekend. You're going to turn up. Sorry I couldn't be there, but drinks on me. Heard. And y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy JB, man. Much love to you, brother. Happy birthday.
That's
awesome. That is
dope.
Oh yeah.
So
if
we're gonna be at the Birmingham Stallions game this weekend, we're thinking about going. I'll definitely get into that drink. But I want to say JB was one of the very first people that I ever reached out to, podcast wise, and he was willing to answer any question or say anything. And then once it was come time, like he was kind of growing, he was all over the place. I said, hey, still come on the podcast, man. Sure, man. Let me jump on with you guys, and he's been on a couple of times already, so we always appreciate him, man. So
appreciate you, JB. Appreciate you.
Stephen and Samara say, yeah, you're everywhere tonight, buddy. You pulling when do you sleep?
He's a popular man.
You know what? When I first started doing this, and this goes back to my teenage years, I was like 15 starting doing this. My nickname was Team No Sleep because I would just be everywhere. Of course, now I have taken that sleep to be very much therapeutic. That's definitely important, but it's fun when you get a chance to hang around with guys and be around guys that you enjoy in this business and that you enjoy in this industry. So when I get a chance to be here with Raj and Herb, man, I gotta take that, man. That's what I got to jump on and be a part of right there.
Yep. We appreciate that too, man. Like I said, the first time we reached out to you, like through a third party, he said, "Oh, come on." We were like, try to play it cool. We tried to go, okay, cool. Inside, we were like,
yeah.
That was big for us, man. So there you go.
Yeah.
Here's a question for you though.
Oh, right. Okay, Big Mike. Any inside information on Parker Browse?
Yeah, this is a good question.
Parker's fine.
Go ahead, Steve. I'm sorry.
Parker's fine. He's back. He's with the team. He's going through classes right now, summer classes. He's prepared for summer workouts right now. Parker's good. I think Bama's trying to add a little bit more pounds to his frame. He came in at 6'2", 275. They're trying to at least get him to 295 so he can deal with the nose tackles, defensive linemen in the SEC. But freakishly athletic kid. He's okay. He's on the campus. He's with the team. He's going through summer classes right now. And then once the workout starts, they're about to start soon, and you get into the team bonding stuff, he'll be there for that as well.
That's reassuring to hear, because I know, a few months ago he was up. We had thought that maybe he was going to leave the program, and then we heard about Brockermeyer leaving. So we didn't know if Brailsford was staying. We didn't know what was going on.
So Raj, the funny backstory behind that was Brailsford had about 2 credits that didn't transfer from Washington. That was the problem. He was waiting for 2 final credits to come in. That's why he didn't. That's why he didn't practice much in the spring. He had 2 credits that needed to transfer in. So I can understand why the whole holdup happened. But the 2 credits they transferred in, he's good. He's okay. So he's set to go now.
Good. Awesome. And the gentleman that just posed that question is one of our good friends, Big Mike. He's 1/3 of the Triple Night, the Thursday night Triple Threat. So it's a wrestling-oriented show where they talk all things wrestling. Herb and I have listened to every episode. It's very, very dope. Please check it out. Thursday nights, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time, Thursday night Triple Threat. And speaking of Mike, let's go ahead and let him show you some love as well.
What's up, guys? Just wanted to pop in and say, Herb, happy birthday, man. Thank you for everything you do for me personally. It's been amazing. The few years now I've known you, you've become literally one of my best friends. So I just wanted to come in and say happy birthday. I'm not going to give you a hard time like we normally do, just straight from the heart. Happy birthday, man. I hope you have a great day, and love you, man. Happy birthday.
That's what's about, man. You got people showing love, man.
I mean, we've only had 3 videos so far, and if for people who don't know, you can tell that Herb is a very, very unselfish guy. He's always there when you need him, and it's like his friendship just stretches out like elastic, man. It's just everywhere. He wraps his arms around you. He's wherever you need to be. Wow, you call Herb even when, and honestly, whenever I'm at work and I need something, I call Herb. Herb answers the phone, man. He's always there.
Look, Herb is a classic, man. Herb's like that Nextel, be done. That's Herb right there.
Hit me with the Nextel chirp, yeah.
Wow. Let me tell you real quick about Big Mike. Big Mike, I think, is the first person ever that I met on Twitter and then met in real life. Like you said, man, has become a real life friend. Totally appreciate him. One of those guys, man. Like, we don't talk a couple of days, I'm gonna get a text. Hey, man, I'm just checking on you, see how you doing. Definitely an amazing guy, because like the first time we met, we went out to eat. I had to wait 30 minutes to get there, Big Mike, because he was sitting there signing autographs the whole time. It was just crazy. So definitely appreciate you, Big Mike. So yup, definitely appreciate you. So, and then Kat said it too. Yeah, that was with the Brailsford thing, one of the bugs of the transfer portal. But speaking of that, we had talked about this, I guess, a little bit ago. Alabama made a late push, kind of shored up some positions. What do you give them kind of grade wise on the last, little bits of the transfer portal? And were you expecting, any more, or do you feel comfortable going into next season?
I give them somewhere B plus. I give him somewhere B plus range right there. I like the kicker to have Will Riker go to the draft, and then to get Graham Nicholson, the Lou Groza Award winner. That was huge. I like the kicker. I thought Deshaun Jones, the transfer from Wake Forest, I thought that was a sneaky good pickup. Physical guy, plays with great range, great coverage ability. He had 7 career pass breakups, 3 picks. So I like that move. I thought the King Mack move was pretty solid from Penn State. It's going to take him a while to grow. He's got to fill out more into his body. He's got to learn a bit more. But I thought that was a decent pickup there, getting King Mack. I thought Bama made some decent moves. I thought the Geno Vandermark kid from Michigan State, you get you a swing guard / center, somebody that can play at that right, somebody that can play a guard position if you need him. If you need somebody to step in there and play center with Brockermeyer gone, because behind Brailsford you have my guy Rock Montgomery who can play center, but behind Rock there's nobody really there. So you bring in Geno Vandermark from Michigan State who can play some center. So that was a pretty decent piece. Overall, I would go B plus there.
What would have taken to get an A from you?
That was my next question.
That was my bad, Rod. My bad.
You're good.
I would say this. For that to have gotten an A from me, if Bama could have maybe brought back a Kendrick Blackshire, or if we could have brought back another one of the guys that we lost in the portal originally, that would have really done it for me.
All right. How much credit do you give him for Proctor?
Now that's why it's the B plus is Proctor. That's why it's the B plus is Proctor. And Proctor, we've seen the story. Kid goes, "Hey, I messed up, right? I should have never left the program. I left. I made a mistake. I thought home would be where it's cracked up to be, but it's not. I come back to Alabama where I need to be at. He's dropped 15 pounds. I think he's going to be right back there at that left tackle spot. I think he's going to be even better now than what he was, prior to him leaving. Very happy to see Proctor back in here.
Yeah. And I think a lot of times we pay attention to his early season. Sorry, Raj. He made a lot of improvement throughout the year. Go ahead, Raj.
Yep. No, even with Proctor losing 15 pounds, he's still an enormous human being. They showed a picture of him, I think, standing with one of the coaches, him, Tyler Booker, and I want to say it was Brailsford was the third gentleman. Caden Proctor is that's a big guy. So
look, man, when you from Iowa, you fed cornbread and biscuits, man. When you from Iowa, when you're from the Midwest, that's your diet. So for Proctor, happy to have him back. Back in the fold here. Kang and the boys excited to have him back. Chris Kaplovich, the offensive line coach, is happy to have him back in here. It's going to be fun to just look at the development of this offensive line, because the interior guard, center guard, you got dudes. When we talk about Tyler Booker, Jaden Roberts, and Brailsford, you got 3 dudes in that interior.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, real quick, I do see everybody's questions, so I'm definitely going to file them away to get them on here. And Randy, saw your question, your comment about Alabama waiting to post that one as well. Posting this one first because we're kind of talking about the portal. So, by the way, this is one of the things about the portal people seem to forget. There's still a lot of names out there of people who are just kind of floating through the summer, not even know what's going on. That's where the portal fails people. But what do you think? Are there any chance Bama still goes after somebody, or is this what we have? You think what we have?
I think what you got is what you got now at this point. I mean, I don't see Alabama going after anybody else right now. The summer enrollees that you recruited, they're on campus now, that they've gotten on campus. They're getting ready to go through the workouts and 7-on-7 stuff, 11-on-11 stuff, team bonding stuff. So I think at this point, you have what you have. I don't think Kang and the board is going to pursue the portal anymore at this point. I mean, I think he's 100% fine with what he's got right now.
I like it. Raj, do you have some, or do you want to go to one of these other questions?
No, we're good. We can go to another question. I mean, overall, personally, I just feel like we're good right now. I mean, when any extra additions will just be a plus. I would also give us a B plus as of right now. Again, I think we're pretty solid. I think we really needed to beef up on the DB situation. We did that with getting King Mack and the other names that were mentioned. I'm happy. I'm excited, and I'm nervously anxious going into this fall season, but I'm just looking forward to it. And I know it's only June 4th right now, but I feel like the last that last Saturday in August is going to be here sooner than we know it. So I'm looking forward to this Western Kentucky game coming up. Well, when it arrives, but yeah, I'm excited overall. So good news so far. Good news.
Well, we'll get you another question in here. There expectations for Coach DeBoer in his first few seasons at Alabama, this season and next few seasons.
Oh, okay. So the expectation that I've gotten from a lot of Alabama fans, and some of them have tempered those back a bit. They're not comparing him to Nick Saban. Don't do that. Do not do that. I think right now, for me personally, I look at 11-1 SEC champion, college football playoff, get to the national championship game. At the very worst, 10-2 SEC champion. Yep. I just look at that. I think now by year two, DeBoer is set up for a national championship by year 2.
Yeah,
but
I agree.
I look at this first year. I look at the matchup at home against Georgia week 4. If Alabama goes out here week 4 at home against Georgia and they smack up Kirby Smart, then this can be very interesting because Bama's going to be up for Georgia. They're going to be up for Tennessee because they lost to Tennessee 2 years ago at Neyland. So they're going to be up for Tennessee. They're going to be up for LSU. They lost to LSU 2 years ago at Death Valley. The matchups that could be trap games, Missouri at home. Missouri coming off an 11-win season under Eli Drinkwitz. They beat Ohio State. That could be a trap game right there. You go to Oklahoma before you play Auburn. You go to Norman, to Brent Venables and that team. That could be a potential trap if you're not watching that closely. So if Alabama smacks up Georgia week 4, but then don't fall in the pits against Missouri, against Oklahoma, those matchups, Bama is set to potentially run the table if they smack up Georgia week 1. But I look at year 2 will be the national championship year for Kalen DeBoer.
There we go.
Speaking of smacking up Georgia in week 4, which is something that I'm hoping we all see, I have a feeling there's one person listening and watching right now that unfortunately may think otherwise. So let's just hear from him right quick.
Hey, Herb. Happy birthday. I just wanted to take a second. We're obviously out here taking care of some other stuff, but I wanted to let you know how much I appreciate your support. I love your work. I see what you're doing. Thanks for being a good dude. Go Dogs.
Oh, he got it in. I know, man. I tried to click on the button before he ended up saying it, but with all due respect to Randy, he's a good friend of ours. Obviously, he roots for the other team, but good guy. He's got good things going with his podcast. So shout out to Randy. We appreciate you for showing Herb the love. Thank you for always tuning in every Tuesday night with us. He's one of our regulars.
So Randy has become a good friend, a good balanced friend. Obviously Georgia's on a high right now. When you talk to Randy, he's still going to shoot you straight. He's even done videos about like, hey, this is the trap. Like this is the worst for Georgia. Let's check this. But beyond all that, I really appreciate Randy because of how much time he's put in off air with me. This man sat down for an hour, after a show one night just to kind of give me tips and stuff to help make the channel better and help improve our focus and improve the way things look, man. And I feel like he's a guy like I can't wait till we get to sit down and watch a game together. I would pick Florida Auburn just so we can both root against everybody in the game and be happy. But Randy's a really good guy, man. I really appreciate his friendship. So, and the Randy comment I think that I was gonna, even as a Georgia guy. Sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say,
go ahead,
we look at the Georgia game. Kind of the one thing that we all sort of look at here is Kirby Smart is looking at this going, okay, Coach Saban's retired. Here is my chance to make Georgia the gold standard of college football. Like, here is my chance to make Georgia the program that everybody else has to measure up to. So he's going to come into Bryant-Denny Stadium under a lot of pressure because he knows, hey, if I can't seize this window with Coach Saban retired, will I ever seize it, right? So there's going to be pressure on Kirby that week 4 matchup coming back from Tuscaloosa understanding that's not Nick Saban on the other side. Now that's Kalen DeBoer. And if he can't get it, that's gonna eat at Kirby.
I agree. I think they've said as much on there. I think he circled that game already. Kirby doesn't seem like the guy to kind of overlook anything. So I feel like he'll definitely be focused for Clemson at the beginning of the year. But in the back of his mind is always the Alabama game. So a couple other people that jumped in here. Carrie, that I miss. Title, you're a good buddy there.
Appreciate Title Towel. Yes.
Yep.
And speaking of the Title Towel, man,
oh yeah, you see us rocking it.
Yeah.
So
we got him here, and Steven, we're aiming. Our goal is to make sure that everybody that week 4 Georgia game, everybody comes in there with the Title Towel somehow. We're trying to get them out there. We're talking to the people at Title Towel, trying to figure it out. But if you don't have one, we'll figure it out, man. But we would love to have them in there. 90, 95, 100,000 strong Title Towels. It would be an awesome sight for that week 4 game hosting Georgia.
Look, man. I got 3 of them myself, so I'll be waving mine.
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Speaking of which, we did a basketball giveaway, and the winner never claimed it. So we still have 2 to give away. So if there's a new person in the chat that doesn't have one, or somebody wants to hit us up or work through Tyler or whatever, like somebody who doesn't have one, we would love to be a part of that. So anybody out there, like we see the numbers as far as that, jump on YouTube, jump on Twitter, leave us a comment or something, and we'll definitely try to give you one. So I'd already talked to Tyler. I said we still want to give the 2 away, and if the winner, does a step forward, hey, we're willing to give one away. So this is an interesting comment. Missouri shouldn't be a trap, but it's kind of like they're still a smaller name among the big names. So that's why I agree with them being a trap, because there's other games that you're kind of focused on, like you said, for revenge purposes.
The reason why I call Missouri a trap is where it sits on Alabama's schedule. It's sandwiched in between a road game against Tennessee and a road game against LSU. That's a trap, because Alabama's going to be so up for, we lost at Neyland 2 years ago. We got to get that. And then we lost at Death Valley 2 years ago. We got to get that. So with Missouri, they're sandwiched in the middle with Brian Denny. You don't take that one seriously. That's a trap.
Yep. That's what he says. It is.
Randy agrees.
It is.
The schedule. Yep.
And I also agree with that. He definitely is. So we definitely appreciate that. So, and the pressure that Kirby faced, especially after me and that game a few weeks. Oh yeah, no, and that's what I said. I remember you said the exact same thing. It is. Just because, with the kind of the Georgia-Alabama rivalry, and then Georgia's kind of bigger, aspirations for the year too as well. So that game, the atmosphere is going to be crazy at that game.
Yeah.
So,
One
more football-related question. So, thoughts on loss of Bond and Bird? Bond, transfer portal, Burton, I guess, NFL, depth at wide receiver. Yeah. I have an answer for this, though, but did you want to go first on this one, Steven?
I mean, my thoughts on that. I mean, Bond, best wishes to him. He's at Texas now. It don't make me no different. Burton, he's in the NFL. Want him to do his thing. The depth at wide receiver, look, you got dudes. I mean, it's basically pick your poison. Pick your Baskin-Robbins flavor if you want to. You got Prentice. You got Law. You got Jalen Hale. You got Jaron Hamilton. You got Cole Adams. You got Caleb Odom. You got Hollywood Williams. You got Rico Scott. You got Amari Jefferson. You got Bubba Hampton. You got me out there catching passes. I mean,
I was wondering when you were going to mention yourself. Come on now.
Pick who you want to catch the football. You even got running backs out the backfield that can catch the football. So, I mean, pick who you want to. Alabama's got depth across the board at wide receiver. Oh, I forgot Jeremy Bernard. How can I forget Germ? Got Germ catching the ball too.
The Germinator. The Germinator.
No, and that, I mean, you're saying exactly what I was going to say on the whole thing too.
Yeah.
I just think, let's be honest, Milroe was still coming along last year, so you didn't see how many guys out there were waiting for an opportunity. And I think now you're going to see a little bit more of that, like, they're going to have to spread the ball around, or one of them guys behind them are looking to take his spot. But you're going to see the wide receiver room is deep. It's just people are looking at, it's unproven. Yeah, but because we didn't have as many opportunities last year. But there are guys there, man. I'm not worried about the depth of wide receiver.
Yeah.
So that's it on the football part. Raj, you had something you wanted to talk about next on it?
Yeah, before we jump into anything else, of course, we're going to get some more good Alabama news coming in. But before we jump into anything else, we have another birthday shout out for Herb.
Happy birthday, Herb. Man, we love you, bro. We appreciate you. And that rumor about you being the second most important brother on the Herb and Raj podcast is not true. You ain't the second most important, unless you asking Raj. Happy birthday, brother. We love you guys. I'm proud of you, man. Celebrate your life, man.
So, man, let me yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
Just use somebody we kind of met along the way. I don't even remember how it started, but if you ever see us on the shows together, we kind of go at it like unscripted, not mean spirited, but we definitely clash, right? But if you ever want to talk about a friend, that's somebody like we could go at it, have a contentious debate, and then afterwards, man, if I text him and say, "Hey, man, I need some," or "Hey, can I talk to you?" Blah, whatever. Mr. You always answers me. He is always there, man. So I appreciate the friendship, and it's one of those like. You can do things and not agree with somebody on certain aspects and not let it affect how you treat that person.
Yeah.
Man. So that's why I've always appreciated it.
Yeah. Yep. And with that being said, one of the transitions that we want to make is last Wednesday, I think it was May 29th, was the last day for anybody who's in the NBA Combine. That was your last day to declare whether you're going to stay in the Combine or whether you're going to come back to school. So a lot of us Alabama fans were sitting by our phone, looking on X, social media, waiting for the Mark Sears news. Like, what is he gonna do? I'm calling Herb. Herb's calling me. I haven't heard anything. I called Sears. He didn't answer the phone. Vice versa. Luckily, sometime in the afternoon, we got the good news. Mark Sears coming back, and I think a little later we found out that Jaron Stevenson, is also coming back as well. With that being said, I want to say we looked at early projections, and I think we're preseason 1 or 2. I have to double check that just to make sure. But I want to get both of y'all's thoughts on that. Where does that put us at for next year? And is it necessarily national championship or bust, or do we? What do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about that situation?
I'm gonna go first. I see a national championship. I mean, what Nate Oates is building. I mean, you got Bama fans more happy about basketball than football right now.
Yeah.
What Nate Oates is building. I mean,
never thought you'd say that.
Right. I know. Never thought you'd say that. But this is what Oates has done for this program. He's won regular season titles in the SEC. He's won tournament titles in the SEC. Now, just this past season, he got the program to the Final Four for the first time in school history. UConn showed, hey, we're a big man away. He's now recruited big man. You got a big man at the transfer portal. You recruited 2 big men out of high school to bring back Mark Sears. To have that young man come back, I meant special. To have him back, to have Stevenson back, to have arguably your best 3-point shooter on the trail, Right Sail back.
Very underrated, by the way, I think. Right Sail.
To get the mustache Grant Nelson back. I mean, huge for Nate Oates. And then you put that with the transfer you got out of the portal. You got the number 2 recruiting class coming in here. This is major. And people are still harassing Greg Byrne. When is the new arena coming? When is the new arena going to be built up? Bring on the new arena. But I look at right now. What Nate Oates has done has been incredible. I see a national championship.
Yeah. I'll be very disappointed if it wasn't a deep run. The nature of basketball and that way that tournament goes is one cold shooting night and you're out of the whole thing. But I feel like we've mixed up, a good recruiting class with really, really good depth. And I feel like that's like the key here. We're going into next year thinking, okay, if Sears, was out for a couple games or whatever, I feel confident in what we have left there, And the thing about basketball is you love the regular season, but you're not worried about winning every single game. It's more about kind of building that cohesion throughout the year, going through SEC play and kind of have a more of a finished product and playing well at the end of the year. So because last year we didn't play great in out of conference, right? So I love basketball with the fact that we have some time to kind of get everything together. But man, you got to give him a lot of credit for building that at a football school. I mean, he's done an amazing job.
Yeah, I feel like last year we definitely. Oh, go ahead, Stephen. I'm sorry.
I mean, you good, Raj, and then you got to look at the job that Greg Byrne did, because remember, shortly after, you get to the Final Four, so many schools were coming at Nate Oates. A lot of schools were coming at Nate Oates, offering him money, and Nate Oates sat there and shut them all down. I'm staying at Alabama, and he signed that extension. Greg Byrne got him to sign that extension to remain right here in Tuscaloosa, so you can tell these kids know I can come to Alabama basketball and win. Nate Oates is showing you, hey, I'm putting people in the NBA draft. He put Herb Jones in there. He put John Petty in there. He put Brandon Miller in there. He put Noah Clowney in there. He's putting the guys in the league. Now he's showing guys, hey, we can make deep runs in the tournament. These kids are saying, I don't have to go to Kentucky. I don't have to go to Duke. I don't have to go to Carolina. I don't have to go to Villanova. I don't have to go to Houston. I can come to Tuscaloosa and be successful.
Yep. And quick note. Or one other guy that was probably just as excited of all three of us wants to say something to you right quick. Let's see where he's at. Let's see if I can get him.
Yo, happy birthday, Herb. Your boy at work today. Happy birthday, man. Nothing but the tide. Roll tide.
So if you want to know somebody, the definition of the word genuine, the energy that you see in a video from JT is the exact same energy you get when you meet him in person. And you're like, I met him at A-Day game and walking around. So that's a genuine dude, good dude, man. And appreciate the birthday wishes for sure. So
yes, appreciate you, JT.
Well, and this one, the comments you had up there, I feel like that's kind of what we're developing. You could just tell there was a couple years there where, like, if we were cold from three, the whole game was over, And I think we gritted some more games out in the tournament that kind of showed like we can do it a couple big ways. But getting like what was it, like the big guy from Rutgers, right? I think it'll kind of maybe help a little bit more with the banging and stuff like that. But I think he's building a much more well-rounded team.
Yeah, to Her's point, I think one of the games that unfortunately comes to mind is the last game Brandon Miller played for us when we lost to San Diego State, and Brandon Miller was ice cold, man. Just couldn't hit a shot, couldn't throw the ball in the river. We lost that game. I forgot it was 8 to 10 points, whatever the case may be. But it was something that Herb and I talked about prior to the tournament. We were like, there's going to come a game one day. I mean, you live by the three, you die by the three. And there's going to come a game in the tournament where, unfortunately, we might die by the three. And that was that game. This last tournament, I mean, we ran into the eventual national champion, lost to a really good UConn team. And obviously the one thing we needed was somebody to bang down low and not get in foul trouble. And to Steven's point, we went out and got Cliff from Rutgers, I believe. And I think that just kind of completes the team. We got the 3-point shooters coming back, Sears, Wrightsell. And there's a possibility we're going to have some of these McDonald's All-Americans probably coming off the bench, to be honest with you. But, I mean, I'm okay with that. That's a perfect compliment to Sears and Wrightsell. So looking forward to next season. And this is something that I was already thinking about, Kat. And I don't know if Alabama's the world would just I don't know what would happen.
No.
Steven, how would you react if the football team
Go ahead, Steven. Go ahead.
It happened for Florida back in 2006 with Tebow and the football team and Joe Kimbo in basketball. It happened for Florida in 2006. Why not Alabama? Because I'm going to tell you this right now. If it happened for Alabama, just put me in my Bama Final Four jersey, and I will safely go in the cardiac arrest sleep. I'll be good with that. So if it can happen for Florida back in 2006, it can happen for Alabama right now. Because you got
Twitter's
two
not
coaches.
ready.
Twitter's not ready because we are.
Look, you got two coaches in DeBoer and Nate Oates that can get this done.
But if people thought Bama fans were annoying right now, just imagine that happening. We win in January and then April comes, we win in April. Y'all are never going to hear the end of this. I'm not going to let it go.
Look, Raj, I'm going to tell y'all a story. So I'm going to tell y'all a story. You're not going to hear the end of this. I'm going to tell y'all a story. So the closest we got to that point was 2011, 2012, okay? So this was my freshman year, my fall and spring of my freshman year at the University of Alabama. So that year, Bama football won a national championship. We took care of LSU down there in New Orleans. The basketball team made the NCAA tournament for the first time and God knows when, the men's basketball team. The women's basketball team made the tournament for the first time and God knows when. The softball team under Patrick Murphy won a national championship. The tennis team won a national championship. The golf team won a national championship. The gymnastics team won a national championship. Even the wheelchair team won a national championship. So 2011, 2012 was the closest we ever got to like everybody winning something. So it can happen. It can happen.
All right. Well, but before we continue on, one of Herb's more illustrious and hard-earning, money-making friends just chimed in, and he wants to say something. Bo is this guy I'm about to show you. Steven is a guy. Bo lives in Washington. What you're about to see in this video is actually his in the background.
All right, happy birthday, buddy. You always make fun of me about finding waterfalls, so here you go.
Wow. Oh man, I love Bo.
Bo is the man.
Bo is probably one of the coolest, most laid back people you're ever gonna meet, man. Ever meet, and doing shows with him is always fun.
He just back to like, look, man, I own this waterfall. Beat that.
He owns the waterfall.
Because every video we see him in, he's been it's a waterfall, a stream running through the backyard. Well, I said, Bo is a good person to know, man. He's a good person to have in your corner, man. I definitely appreciate him.
Yeah.
So.
I might need to get with him for some pontoon boats or something.
I'm sure Bo has the plug. So yeah, he knows what's going on.
Yep. So it was the Herbert Keyshawn Jones, which by the way, he got a day named after him, in Louisiana now too. So not on Herb Day. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, another name that I know Steven mentioned. I keep forgetting about J.D. Davison. I've had high hopes from it. I remember when he first came out. I thought he could have came. I thought he could have came back to school for one more year.
He could have.
That was my opinion.
So proud of that kid. Eastern Conference Final champion with Boston. Now he's in the NBA Finals, which I think they're going to get destroyed by Luka and Kyrie, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Is he up right now though, or did he? Because I know they had sent him back down for a while. Right.
Yeah. Is he still in the G League, or what type of contract is he under?
I think he got the two-way deal. I think he's still up right now. I think he's still up right now.
I look him up. I honestly look him up every once in a while. It's kind of one of those, what if stories. I definitely wish he would have stayed another year, but sometimes when you're chasing the dream, man, you just go on. So, wish him the best, of course.
The guy wish would stay one more year was Primo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. He is. Where is Primo? I know he had the incident in San Antonio. I want to say he's
like on the Clippers or something like that now.
Was it the 76ers or the Clippers? I forget. Okay.
I thought he went west. I feel like he went west. So somebody picked him up. But I mean, he was having a great season and then just kind of lost his mind for a minute, and unfortunately.
Yeah. One other name regarding the NBA draft that I wanted both y'all's opinions on. Very, very short. LeBron James' son, Bronny James, he went ahead and declared for the NBA draft. This is something Herb and I discussed for a few times. I thought he's a good shooter. I think he could be a good role player, but I thought him coming back to school for another year would have definitely helped his game. But I think he just got really, really good results and feedback from the combine. I haven't looked at any NBA mock drafts lately, so I don't know if he's projected to be late first round, second round. I have no idea. What are y'all's thoughts on that? Do you think he should have just came back to school, or go ahead and test your waters?
I think he should have came back probably with another program. I mean, of course, when LeBron James is your dad, the NBA is going to salivate over you because they want to see, are you going to be the same as your pops? Can you be better than your pops? Please, God, don't be worse than your pops. But you're going to have those conversations. Now, Bronny, love his size, love his ability to attack. He can defend. He can shoot, as Raj mentioned. He can attack the basket. Mid-range, a little bit more in that mid-range. Could use a little bit more of that. But do like the defense that he does bring to the table. My thing is, I don't see him as a starter right now, kind of in a backup role. A couple of mock drafts I've seen him in. Phoenix Suns. The Suns seem to really like him right now. Does Phoenix pull the trigger? We'll see. The Dallas Mavericks, Mark Cuban, starting to show a little bit of interest. Do they make a move? You look at the Portland Trail Blazers, starting to draw a little bit of interest. Do they make a move? Of course, the Lakers, they got to have their eyes in that because LeBron is already there. Do the Lakers make the move there? So there are some.
No, with that, I'm sorry to interrupt you. With that being said, the Lakers have the 17th pick in the draft. So I don't know if that's a move that they would make. But to your point, I'm pretty sure LeBron's in their ears like, hey, we want you to go ahead and get my son, make these dreams come true, and we'll figure out things after that. But I don't know. I kind of feel like there are other names out there that would better suit the Lakers at this point right now. But again, having LeBron in your ear it's a mouthful. So we'll see.
I love the way you introduced him, LeBron James' son, Bronny James. Like none of us would recognize him if you didn't tell us. But I think the problem with the mock drafts is everyone's trying to figure out: are you drafting him and getting a shot at LeBron? If he declines that player option, and I think that's why his draft potential is like all over the board. So it's just kind of nobody really knows what's going on, and you've got to. Bronny can be worse. Yeah, it'd still be a good baller. I'd hate to come in with those expectations. By the way. I mean,
I know.
Anyone had to have that much weight on him. So, and to Stephen M's point, he'll definitely be a role player off for a while. And the Blazers need to figure out what they already have and what they're overpaying, and if they scoot before they take a chance on another kind of project. So,
got one more another birthday shout out for Herb right quick, if you don't mind.
What's up, Herb? Happy birthday, brother. I appreciate you. I appreciate your friendship. More importantly, the fact that you believe in not just me, but every person that you come across, dude. You are a world changer, a community impactor, and the best is yet to come, brother. I love you. Hope this best year is your best yet. Again, happy birthday, my man. Keep doing what you're doing. Just be you.
Man, I appreciate it. Air Raid was the first person to feed us guests.
Look, Herb, the president. I'm calling it right now.
I'm hey, Steven, we need to get the T-shirts made. Herb for president. Yes.
Look, look, man. Look, man. We'll put some stencils on that. We'll have a big old picture of Herb. Put all of that at the White House. Herb, president, man. I'm tired of this biting nonsense. Let's get Herb in there.
Oh man, so there's a good little post for him. He is part of the Thursday Night Triple Threat crew. Every single one of them is on here. Like I said, man, my Air Raid Mike has been a good friend for a while. He's helped us along. I mean, we've pilfered so many of his guests to be on our show. He's been very supportive in Oklahoma to watch the game, and he's just one of those, man, like anything he could do for you, he's going to do, man. So we definitely appreciate it. I would call him Air Raid Mike because we got two Mikes. So, but I definitely appreciate him. Like you said, I appreciate his friendship. And let me also tell you that there's two people watching this show in the living room, and they don't realize I can hear them, and they just went, "Everybody's so nice."
Well, speaking of that, and why Steven has projected the Herb for president, the motto and the campaign that we want to follow. Let's just make sure that campaign is going to follow through this year. And with that being said, let's hear some more good things about Herb.
Happy birthday, Herbert James Prescott Xavier Ragsdale Esquire III.
I'm just playing, man. Happy birthday. I hope you have a great one. All the blessings that God can possibly send your way, I hope come your way, man. You're always out there doing for other people. I hope you get a little bit back of what you put into life. Happy birthday, dude. Love you.
Oh, wow.
Now, I'm not sure why the tone of his voice changed like that. That's something that Herb will have to talk to Tommy about. That was kind of – was that Tommy?
He's probably still recovering. But Tommy's a good guy, man. Tommy I met through work. You realize our boss is terrible, so he's not working there with us for a little bit. And I hope my boss is listening. He knows I love him, but I'm still going to give him a hard time. But Tommy's one of those guys, man. If he tells you he's going to do something, he does it, man. And so you always appreciate that about him. So good guy to have around.
All right, so Herb, so just want to let you know, man, I will be doing the press release for your campaign. Okay. So I got your press release on the campaign. Now I won't be grabbing the mic speaking. That'll be Raj. But my responsibility will be, I will be handing out all of the press releases on the campaign. And I will also be writing out your speeches so that you don't be yelling off the teleprompter when they have you up and saying how you're gonna change the world in like 1 year. So yeah.
All right, guys. So I'm looking forward to it. We only got
I don't know.
a few more
I
minutes
guess it's not Raj, huh?
I don't know. Let me talk to Sid and the kids, see what I can do, see if I have some free time to kind of shell out for that. So with a couple minutes left, and I know we're going to probably dive into this maybe more later on this week or maybe even next week. We did mention the NBA Finals. You know, we do have the NBA Finals come up. We'll just do a quick guesstimation as far as what you guys think. It's obviously the Celtics versus the Mavs. Stephen M. Smith, who are you picking in and how many games?
He said Dallas already, right? Yeah.
He said Dallas.
Mavs in 6.
Okay.
I like that.
What do you think?
I'm gonna go. I feel like it might be their year. I feel like Boston is probably the overall better and deeper team, but the Mavs are just on some kind of run, man. And they have the team that's put together well with role players. And they're like, look, man, I'm not expecting PJ Washington hit 20 to 30 points, but will you go out play some good defense and play, hit some timely shots? And everyone just kind of slots into a good position, man. So I'm gonna take the Mavs. That's who I'm rooting for.
I got the Mavs too. Herb knows I'm a big LeBron James fan. So, but after the Lakers lost, got swept in the first round. Or excuse me, we got swept in the first round. I'm sorry. I had to go with the hometown team. Me living here in Arlington, I had to go with the Dallas Mavs. I'm going to go with
you
the
guys
Mavs
won one
6 as well. Yeah, but still,
just one though.
Gentlemen sweep. So I think the interesting matchups here is that when you look at the Celtics, they start about 4 players that are really, really good two-way players. Drew Holiday, Tatum Brown, and Derek White has really came along this year. The question is who's gonna guard Luka? I don't know if they're gonna put Jaylen Brown. Obviously, I don't know if they have anybody that's gonna that you can hold him, but you can't contain him. I mean, if you saw what Luka did in Game 5 against against Minnesota, I mean he had about 22, 23 points in the first quarter. He came out there swinging. He said, "There's not going to be a game 6. We're not doing that. We're going to end this tonight. We're going back to Dallas to party." If Luka carries that same mentality throughout each game of the playoffs or each game of the finals, I got Mavs in 6. I don't think so. And we've seen Boston come to the finals in the past and not necessarily live up to the hype. With that being said, if Boston doesn't win it this year, is there a chance they'll be back next year, or is that window just kind of closing? Okay.
I think the window's wide open because of the way they've got their contracts. I don't think they're losing anybody major for next year. And I think Derek White's the first contract that might come up, and they'll keep him. I think their team is largely going to be the same. And at the same time, who in the East is jumping up to get them if it's not the Celtics, right? Which of the next teams? The Cavs can't figure out if they're keeping everybody. They're throwing it all apart. Knicks are maybe a player away, but they're probably the best poised to be up against them next. Bucks, I mean, come on. I'm a Bucks fan, and I'm just disappointed, right? And then, Orlando needs time and shooting. So I just think there's too many other question marks for me to say Boston can't be here again next year.
Gotcha. One more. We got another birthday shout out. Hold on one second.
What's up, G Herbo? Happy birthday, brother. Blessings on top of blessings, bro. You get to sit back, ice your knees, relax your pinkies, and kick it, man. I hope you enjoy it, bro. It's been a pleasure knowing you, bro. Keep going, man. Don't do nothing I wouldn't do.
Why is this always
that's probably one of the most popular people I've ever worked with, man. I always appreciate Ricky, man. He's shown me so much about the business just in the 2 years we've been working together, and just a good guy, great guy to work with, great guy to know. And man, I appreciate everything he's done for me, man, and helped me trying to get to the next level. So I appreciate him. So,
awesome.
You got somebody else who wants to be the VP, Raj. Herb Randy, 2024.
Herb and Randy, an Alabama fan, a Georgia fan running for president. Oh, that could be. Imagine what that could do for SEC football, man. Oh my goodness.
Well, and James said you're not gonna have any free time, Raj, so he don't even know what you were talking about.
because James doesn't have free time either. So I agree with James. James knows what he's talking about. So yeah, that's true.
Boston
and it was not a
seven,
sleep. It was a gentleman's sweep. James is picking Boston in 7. Okay.
Yep. Dallas is going to want to end that in 6 or less. Nobody wants to go back to Boston for a game 7 in Boston.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Cat, we're going to do our best.
Bringing the SEC together. And before we jump off, man, there are 2 final people that want to show some love to Herb. If we can do that right quick. He's already smiling. I guess he knows who it's going to be.
Herb gets on my nerves. Oh my gosh. Doesn't he get on your nerves?
I know, right?
We're just kidding. Happy birthday. We love you.
Happy birthday.
Love you.
So that, of course, is my wife and my niece. So let me tell the niece part first. And this is, you never like, we don't have kids, but Jody, our niece, has been here for a couple weeks. So let me tell you a little about Jody. My wife sends Jody into the garage to get an extension cord. And Jody goes back and says, my fingers are zip tied together. No extension cord. No. I'm like, what? But Jody, man, I love her like a daughter, man. We love having her here. We're on a house search right now. She's giving us the breakdown on which houses are still in the running, which ones aren't, man. And she's a pleasure to have around, man. I totally love her. And my wife, Britt, people don't realize what marrying a Ragsdale does to you. And Brittany has weathered the storm and come out, and I have become a better person for having been married to her, man. So I really appreciate everything she's done and everything she puts up with me. And I absolutely love her, man. I told her one time, you can get out of this thing and nobody would blame you. But, she decided to marry below her level and give me a chance. I appreciate that.
Oh, man, come on. You're not giving yourself enough credit, but yeah.
You say, yep, 9 years in. So we are right over the time. So, Stephen M., you want to tell us any final thoughts, anything that you're working on that we should be looking at in the future? When you might actually get some sleep since you're all over the place?
Man, you know what? As always, Raj, Herb, and I appreciate being on here with you guys. This is fun. This is always fun.
Oh, yeah. Thank you. We appreciate you.
I enjoy this, man. I mean, for me, what I'm working on next, just some different perspective pieces, breaking down this team, projection-like things, because this is a brand new team. And fans want to know, what can we expect? What's going to be different about this group? What can Kagan DeBoer do? What can his coaching staff do? So a lot of those different perspective pieces to talk about, what is it about this team that can make them special here in the upcoming season. We're talking about that, waiting on to see when Tua Tagovailoa signs his deal so that we can get that out of the way. Jalen Waddle has signed his deal already, so we're just waiting on Tua. Kool-Aid McKinstry has signed his rookie deal. J.C. Latham's doing some great stuff with the Tennessee Titans OTAs right now. Mac Jones is back home in Duval County in Jacksonville, Florida.
And having fun at practice.
I mean,
he looks like he's having fun, yeah.
So you can tell he didn't need to be in New England. You could just tell that from right there. So what we've been doing is just putting together just fun perspective pieces to get this team excited about what they could see in this upcoming season.
Yeah. Well, I think what comes to be person. Yeah, definitely. Randy, if you ever want to talk to him or get on, you guys would probably have a good time, especially some Alabama and Georgia. So Roger, we at the end. Are we good, sir?
We are at the end. We definitely want to thank you again, Stephen M. Smith, for joining us. We want to thank everybody else for the birthday shout outs. Again, this was dedicated to Herb. Herb has been an awesome brother to me for 43 years. Always been there when I needed him. Seriously, always been there whenever I needed him. I call him. We talk every single day about whatever the case may be. If it's something I need help with, I call Herb. Even when he's at work, he'll answer the phone and let me know. Love you, man. We appreciate you. Everybody here appreciates you. Just looking forward to what this year brings all of us.
Yep, man.
And like I said, Herb and Raj for president 2024. Get the press going.
We got to get the T-shirts made. We're working on it.
Yeah, that's next on the list, man. So, like you said, Stephen M., it is a pleasure to have you on here, man. You are welcome on anytime.
Anytime.
It's always a good show, so we appreciate you. And Raj, man, you are the best brother a person could ask for, man. You know, when I remember when I was at my lowest point, you were there every day. Every time I called, no matter how many times I called in the day, you picked up. You were there. I appreciate you always, man.
Of course.
It's been a fun show, man. Appreciate everybody. Thank y'all. Yeah. Check out Stephen M. stuff. Oh, the hat is going. Yes. Oh, wait, I forgot. We have confetti. Have a good night, everybody. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide.